Welcome back. Like you can see, clearly these crops are much taller, if that is the word I can use, than what we've seen in the other greenhouse. And now we want to understand what does it take for this plant to grow the way it has.
So in cherry tomatoes is not that rocket science. It is very simple. So like when you see this crop, being that it is an indeterminate variety, it grows very tall. If you leave it, it can go up to where it can reach. But what we need to do is that to make it in a way that we can manage it. And that is now what we have to do here is just pruning, desuckering, and you are lucky that you came when it is halfly done, so you can get what needs to be done. What we do here is pruning. So pruning we will do away with the base leaves to make sure that aeration is done well. And then after we have done pruning, we will do the suckering. These are suckers, the side branches. We make sure that we only maintain the main branch. So once we are done away with the desuckering, we bring the crop down, we slant it a bit to reduce the height, and we get to what we have done here. Any other management process is crop rotation and feeding. So feeding is automated here. We use a timer whereby after every 1 hour, the timer will be feeding the plants. Crop rotation, we just do the normal scouting to make sure that the crops doesn't have any diseases and any pests that are affecting it. In case there is, we do sprays that should be done.
Which other crops do you normally rotate with?
In hydroponic farming, we don't have to do rotation, crop rotation. So you can grow one crop entirely. Yeah, so you don't have to mind about crop rotation, but you can do any other crops.
And I can see that some fruits are touching the floor. So
yeah,
would that affect the
that's
quality?
why we have done the buffer material. We have pumice here, which makes sure that at the pathways it is dry always. So if even if the crop touches the ground, it is safe. But if we would have soil here and it is wet, the fruits will rot definitely. But with this, we have buffer material. The quality is always perfect. Agroponics Enterprise, that is the name of the farm. I'm the CEO. So we grow cherry tomatoes, and as you can see, we do really quality cherry tomatoes that we sell them locally and we also export. Main challenge is when we were starting, you had to produce tonnage for you to export. You couldn't export a limited quantity, so you have to produce tonnage, and capital on producing tonnage is also very intense. So that is a big challenge that I've experienced as a farmer. The other challenge is on payment. Maybe there might be late payment and you use a lot of resources to bring the crops, and that one will demoralize you. The other main challenge is specifics. The exporter will come for the produce. They will need maybe half ripe, and maybe what you have already total ripen. So you get you produced in large scale for the case of export, and now they will only take the few that can be taken. But with experience, you get used to it and you get to know how to deal with it. It is the role of government to make sure that our country is in good terms with other countries. So when more linkage are created as farmers, they also find for us the routes outside there, and educate us that whatever we produce here can get market outside there. When they kind of sensitize us on the markets that are available outside there, everybody will wish to sell outside because it catches good money than selling local. Right now, the prices that we use local for a kilo of cherry tomatoes is between 180 to 200 a kilo. For the international, we go up to 1,000 shillings a kilo, so you get that it's quite good money. Remove all the suckers, and then to make sure that the base of the plant is well pruned, and then I'll just lower it. And as you can see, I've reduced its height. So I'll just tie it. Yeah, so that's how we do the trellising. As simple as that, and it will cut across all the plants.
Tell us about the source of your water and how you're able to conserve water through this type of technology.
Okay. In hydroponics, it conserves water with a higher percentage. So water, basically, we do borehole water in most of the farms. And in hydroponics, it conserves water in this way. Feeding, which we do here, we do it on a hourly basis. So we only give a plant the quantity it needed, not excess, because a plant requires about 2 liters in a day. So that 2 liters, we have kind of splitted it into different portions. So per hour, we give it a little bit of it. Per hour, we give it a little bit of it. By the end of the day, we'll only give that plant the water it needs. So we will save a lot of water that the other farmers will just dump water for it excessively, giving plant more than enough. Yeah.
So we've also noticed that everything is automated.
Yeah.
So how many people do you work with? First of all, how many greenhouses do you have? How many are in production? And how much labor do you require for that?
For this case, we are in this farm. We have 7 greenhouses under cherry tomatoes in production, and it is only managed by 3 people.
Yes. Now tell us how it all started.
So Caleb was a teacher before. That's some years ago. And then I saw this program online. There's this era where there was too much hunger. Although right now we are experiencing desertification in northern part, and that time also there were too much hunger in the northern region, and some organization came in how to boost food production in the country, and they were targeting the youth. And so I saw it online that they were offering us training on new technologies on farming that we can use to fight, I think, desertification with. And I was interested. The reason why I was interested, I saw the word hydroponic farming, and I was like, what is this hydroponics? And being a person who likes so much on science, I was interested how does it take place. I never knew I would be a farmer. I never knew that I would love farming. So I went and registered as other youth. We were more than 1,000 youths who went and undergone the training. So there are some organizations, the like of GIZ, incorporated with MasterCard Foundation, etc., that paid for our school fees, and we learned on hydroponic farming. After learning on hydroponic farming, through MasterCard Foundation, we were able to get the loans from Equity Bank, whereby we took the loan, and the youths who were interested, we took the loan and came here, looked for a land, leased a land, and we built the greenhouses, and that's how we started. Okay. Yeah.
So when you are given this loan, because there are sometimes there are so many publications about youth being granted this grant, do you pay back with interest? How does it work?
Was to be paid back by interest. Of course, when I call it a grant, it is a grant, but a loan you must pay back with interest so that it could help other youths. So for us, we were given loans. Per youth, we were given 1.2 million, sorry. This setup is a little bit expensive to begin, so we were given 1.2 million where we started with, and with the time we have been growing. Yeah.
Have you bought the land? Have you leased the land?
Right now we are still on a leased land, and maybe in future we will buy the land. Yeah, but here we have leased it. Right now we will be producing for many years here. Farming is the key. Don't wait for white-collar jobs. I think creating an enterprise for yourself is the best always. And it makes you become more focused than working for somebody. You know, if you're working for somebody, you'll feel like, I'm doing so much for this company, and maybe there is no increment on what one to. But if you work for yourself, you work much harder, or you put more effort than when you're working for a company or when you're working for someone. So people should learn to create their own jobs, but more so farming. Farming is the best. Food runs. No one will go a day without eating. So food moves.
I'm Olo Frederick. an agronomist within Nairobi region from Holland Green Tech. We work together with Caleb here in this farm. We provide with them the high value varieties that they grow here, both for cherry tomatoes and capsicum. Now for the export market currently, there's a huge market that fetches high prices. But now the main challenge that farmers maybe they are not able to meet the export market due to the required quality that is required, and also the process of acquiring the right certificates for export market. Government can increase the audit farms. Currently we have just a few audit farms that are not known to farmers, where they can get the right processor. So if we increase the number of audit farms, we also sensitize farmers on where they can get the certificates, train them on the best practices they have to follow for them to produce the right quality for the market. The procedure that farmers are not able to follow is actually to have, like now, right away from planting, to have enough or good nutrition so that they can reach the right quality that is required for export market, and also to guide them, like most of the farmers are not able to follow the right pest and disease management, so they are not able to produce the right quality of the product that is required. Also, some of the varieties out there that are prone to most of the bacterial or viral diseases that farmers are not able to manage. Farmers have to get enough training, have to get enough knowledge on farming so that they can meet the right quality that is required. This can be done by approaching the right agronomist, the professional agronomist that can provide enough knowledge right away from planting, and also to follow the right procedure that is required for export market.